A lot of things happened in 1978. Must have been really good to be a high school or teenager or movie buff or film fan because we had Grease. And we also had Halloween 78. Just think about that. Was you alive during that time? Was you alive to see both of those movies in school? Let me know. But I don't have a copy of Grease 2, so we're going to use this as a template. Uh, the original Grease film. This is a Blu-ray book that I have, but I'm here to talk about the 1982 follow-up, which is directly 2 years after the original Grease film, even though it came out in 82, which it's almost 40 years to the date, June of 82. Yeah, very close. We're discussing Grease 2. Shout out to Beth over at 80s Music, Movies and More. I believe it's 80s Movies, Music and More. Beth used to be Red Rum Records. We all love Beth. She suggested I review this film. Also, Jennifer Tochi suggested this, amongst other people. So, we're going to talk about Grease 2. So, this particular film, like I said, 2 years later from the original film, and Sandy's cousin is coming to Rydell High and staying with some family based on her suggestion. And when he gets there, he meets up with Frenchie, who's still in the film, but she's actually back for a different reason. Didi Khan, you guys all know Frenchie. She's still in high school. She's focusing on skincare now versus hair. Because you know she was a beauty school dropout, right? So, just saying. So she's kind of leading him the way to go into Rydell and whatnot. And of course, you're going to have the T-Birds there. You're going to have the Pink Ladies. Pink Ladies led by Michelle Pfeiffer's character, Stephanie. And the T-Birds led by Johnny, who used to date Stephanie, and they've kind of parted ways a little bit, unreluctant to him. So, of course, things start to happen in the high school. You do get some of the original characters as far as the high school teacher, student, like assistant, the principal's there, the coach. I'm not going to go into all the names for you, but so now at this point, he is trying to impress Stephanie and become a T-Bird, basically. He wants to become a T-Bird, right? So there's all these different events and bowling outings and things that he's trying to become one of them. And meanwhile, the girls that are the Pink Ladies, they're trying to find their own. They're trying to date people and just kind of get through high school. And it all culminates to a pretty fun ending. With a bit of a twist. Not too big of a twist, but I don't want to spoil it for you. But basically, yeah. So, trying to vie for the love of Stephanie. Much like the first film. Very similar. So let me give you my thoughts on this one. That's primarily why you guys are here, is to hear my thoughts. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. It was better than I anticipated, but still not, to me, as good as the original. It's really hard to compete with the original. I do wish the writing would have been slightly different. I would have used Frenchie more. I thought Michelle Pfeiffer did fantastic in the film. Some of the other actors were very good. Do I think that there could have been things that were done differently? I think they could have cut it down just a little bit. You're not going to get the same type of quality of songs in terms of some of them. There were some good ones in there, but a lot of people complain about the songs not being in there. They don't hit as well as from the original film. And the thing is, guys, you're not going to get what you get from the original film. You got to go into this with an open mind and understand that it's not going to be like the original film. Stories are different, people are different, which makes it good to me. Some parts were silly, some parts are comedical, like when they were discussing about the reproductive system and learning the birds and the bees, basically, and they had a song out of it. I thought that was funny. The bowling scenes were really good. Pauline was one of the interests of Johnny, and their back and forth throughout the film was funny, I thought, as well. A couple character turnovers, but overall, acting was good. I feel like the writing could have been slightly better on it, but I mean, you can't remake the first one. I mean, choreography was good. Follow up was only a 2-year difference. Didi Khan stole the show, still in the film for me. I would have had her in it more. I did like the cars. You've seen more motorcycles in this, which for me was a plus because I like motorcycles. But yeah, Grease 2, overall, I enjoyed it. I do know there's a lot of hate for that movie, but you gotta have an open mind. You've got to understand that it's not the same film as the original Grease. There's differences. That's what happens with sequels, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on Grease 2 in the comments. What you liked, what you didn't like about it, please. Yeah, so there were some comedical parts, and there is a little bit of history in the film. Some of the actors, they didn't get along or whatnot, but you wouldn't be able to tell that in the movie. But I enjoyed it for what it was. This is a 1982 80s archives for you guys. Grease 2. Thank you, Beth, for the suggestion. Hope you had a wonderful birthday, by the way. Follow Beth over at Miss 80s Movies, Music, and More. She does a lot of 80s spins and whatnot. And follow Jennifer Tochi, who does 80s reviews with me for the 80s archives. Beth, if you're watching, we would love to have you do some 80s reviews with us. Catch up with you guys later. Peace.